I firmly believe that you can make any decision in 48 hours. No matter how big or small that decision is, that decision can be made in 48 hours, which is crazy because the average time it takes a woman to make a decision and act on it is 3 to 10 years. And I'm talking big decisions with that statistic, but often with little decisions, we are sitting on those as well. So think about making a decision about what furniture to get or what vacation to go on, or all of these different things. We typically sit for a long time. But big decisions, divorce, change of a career, parenting, all sorts of things, we usually sit on a decision for 3 to 10 years. And I can help you condense that down to 48 hours. Now, I'm going to tell you some of the things that I help my clients work through when we do a 48-hour decision so that maybe you could implement some of those on your own. Or if you're like, hey, I need to make this decision in 48 hours because I am giving up my time, my energy, my life, my relationship, my dreams, because I am not making this decision is constantly in the back of my head, and I am just putting money into that decision-making debt. Like I'm filling that bank up with the debt. Then this is for you. I am Jessica Frew. I am a coach. I am an author, and I am a bold action taker. And most importantly, I help women make decisions. And also, I am here to help you understand how you can make your next best decision in 48 hours. Let's go. The first thing that you need to do to make a decision in 48 hours is to get out of your environment. I want you to step out of your day-to-day environment in any way that you can. And ideally for the full 48 hours. If you can do more than that, amazing, because then you can get some extra rest and some of the other things we're going to talk about in here. But you need to get out of your everyday life. And the importance of this is because it goes into the next step of this process, is it helps us quiet the noise around us. When we step out of our everyday environment, when we get out of the day-to-day in our household, then we are no longer thinking about what we are going to feed everybody for dinner. Even sometimes what we are going to feed ourselves for dinner. We're not stuck in a day-to-day schedule that we feel we have to lean into. We give ourselves space. We give ourselves space to relax. We give ourselves space to think, space to connect back to who we are. So it's very important to get out of your environment. Also, then you aren't around the same people. You aren't seeing the laundry in the corner. You aren't thinking about the kitchen that needs to be cleaned. Whatever it is that comes up in your life, instead, you get to focus on the decision that is in front of you and what it is that you are feeling, what is coming up for you. So we want to get you out of the environment, which in turn quiets the noise around you. And that is the other next thing we need when we're making a 48-hour decision, is to quiet that noise. And I'm talking about quieting the noise of social media, quieting the noise of other people's opinions, that comparison that we can get into. We are quieting the noise of all of these things in our lives. We no longer have, again, all of the distractions coming at us, but we are also quieting all of those people's voices, all of the should of what we should do and how it should be done and what our day should look like and what decision we should make. We get to quiet that when we get out of our environment. And so in this process of making a 48-hour decision, you need to understand how to do that for you. What does that look like? Where can you go? Do you shut off social media? Do you put your phone on Do Not Disturb for the day or 2 days? What do you do to quiet that noise in your life? You don't take calls from your mom. You don't take calls from your partner. You aren't taking calls from your kids unless there's an emergency, but you allow yourself to have that quiet space to really be able to connect to you. So the next thing is, in this 48-hour decision-making process, is you have to embrace rest. So this means you are going to go to bed when you feel like going to bed, and you are going to wake up when you feel like waking up. There is no alarm set. There is no any of these things. You are going to give yourself this space to rest. You are going to maybe not work out as hard as you do for those, or as you typically do for those 48 hours. Instead, you are going to maybe just go for a walk or do some stretching or whatever feels like ease and peace and gentleness to your body. You can work out. I'm not saying you can't, but we are going to rest in all of the ways that we possibly can during that time, during those 48 hours. It's only 48 hours. And so embracing those things along the way, but most importantly is getting that sleep and not trying to be productive in all of the ways. Oh, I need to get this work thing done. I need to do this. I'm just going to pop on my computer for a second. I'm going to post to social media. I'm going to do all of these things. Oh, it'll just take a minute to respond back to this client. We eliminate all of that so that you are actually resting. And again, this in turn quiets the noise. This in turn gets you out of your day-to-day environment so that you can hear yourself more clearly. We want to open that up so you really get that deep connection to you. We want you to be rested. We want you to feel like, oh my gosh, this is what I needed. And in this, there's something that might come up that is like something you need to pay attention to. Hey, you are ridiculously tired because you aren't just performing and pushing through and trying to power through and do all of the things. You might realize that you are really tired in your day-to-day life. You just weren't allowing yourself to acknowledge that and to feel that. And that's something else we need to get into, because if in this 48 hours you start feeling that, we need to be aware of that so you can build it into the plan of what you're going to do after the 48 hours, because that is part of this process of making the decision. It isn't just about making the decision. We are also going to leave with a plan after these 40 hours. Now, the other beautiful thing about getting yourself out of the environment is that you are going to create a space where you feel safe. So you might not always feel safe in your home, especially if you are navigating a relationship decision, or maybe it's a parenting decision or something along those lines. There is a unease in your home. Maybe you dread going home at night, or you dread going home if this certain person is going to be home. Maybe you are like, I just feel like I always have to walk on eggshells. I'm worried I'm going to set everybody off. Oh, I just don't want to go home because I want to get that rest. I want to feel peace and ease. And when I walk into my home, I just feel on high alert. And it's like, I just feel like I have to do everything. And so we don't want to go home. So we want to get you into a safe place where you feel safe to feel. And for some of you, that's going to be really hard to allow space to feel, because it feels really uncomfortable when you have just been producing and trying to be productive, because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes that productivity, that drive, that need to keep going, to keep doing all of the things is because we can't sit in the stillness. We don't want to feel. We are trying to numb. We are trying to ignore what it actually is we need to pinpoint and identify and deal with. So we have to create that safe space to feel. In this process too, when you go into this 48-hour decision, if you are going to create this for yourself, like I do for my clients, you are going to want to take as many decisions off your plate as possible. And that is what happens when you get out of your environment. You start silencing the noise, you embrace that rest, you have a safe place to feel. Then this kind of naturally happens, is that every decision that you typically have to make is taken off your plate, especially the big ones. And they're not even big, but like that routine of day to day that keeps you from maybe dealing with the decision you actually need to make in your relationship, in your business. And I share those two things because those are the top two things women come to me for. I need to make this decision in my relationship. I need to make this decision in my business. And spoiler alert, those are usually related. More often than not, there is a connection between those things. And they're like, whoop, oh, hey, I need to make my relationship decision because it's impacting this decision I need to make in my business, or what I want to do with my business. Or, oh, I'm not addressing this thing in my business and it is really detrimental to my relationship. Or if I switch this thing, it would really be great for my relationship. And so we have to give ourselves that time and space to clearly be able to do those things. Now, The thing I want to tell you here is you can do this on your own. You can create this 48-hour space to make the decision on your own. I've given you the basic tools of what you do. I didn't really give you the outline of what we do in this decision-making process. You're going to go through the BBB decision-making formula. You're going to use that to create a roadmap to help you make the decision. And then that's usually what I encourage people to do in the first 24 hours. The second day, you make a plan of what that looks like, leaving this little decision sanctuary that you've created. What does that look like on the outside world when you go back into real life? How do I have a step-by-step process to be able to follow that up and to navigate that without blowing up your life and your nervous system in the process? So this is how you have to kind of navigate that as you're sitting in this. Now, great, if you just need a 48-hour reset of like, I just need space to breathe, that is beautiful. The thing in the 48-hour decision-making, I might call it a sanctuary, that's 48-hour decision-making sanctuary that you've created, is that you have to be intentional with it. So yes, we are taking all of these things off of our plate. We are silencing the noise. We are getting the rest. And also we want to do that with intention so that we actually make a decision. And we have a plan to act on it that feels doable, again, so we don't blow up our nervous systems on the other end, and so we don't blow up our lives in ways that we don't want to. There's some good, I like blowing up my life sometimes and like throwing a little curveball in there, but we also want to do it in a way that doesn't blow up our nervous system so that we can have this thing feel doable and actionable afterwards. Okay, so I'm giving you the steps. You're going to get out of your environment. You are going to quiet the noise in whatever ways that works for you. You are going to embrace the rest. You are going to do this in a place that feels safe, in a space that feels safe for you to actually feel and express yourself in the ways you need to. And then you, in this process, are taking every decision off of your plate that you can. That includes your business decisions. That includes parenting. That includes all of these things to embrace this ease so that you can make your next best decision. And if you were like, this all sounds great, but that sounds like a lot that I need to do to plan this, to put this in place, to whatever, then my friend, I want to invite you to allow me to do it for you. I bring women here to Boise, and I like Boise because, first of all, it's quiet, it's peaceful, and nobody's going to know you here. So if you are coming to make like a big business decision or a big relationship decision and you feel like you want it to be private and safe and contained, Boise is a beautiful space for that because most likely you're not going to run into anybody you know here. So we are going to bring you into Boise, and I create this space for you. I have you fill out a form that has all of these things that tell you exactly, tell me exactly what it is you need from this time. I'm going to get all of this information and curate a beautiful 48-hour experience for you here in Boise, a luxury like weekend away or during the week. It does not matter to me when the 48 hours are. We are going to do it in a way that works for you. And then I provide you with the meals. I provide you with the beautiful place to rest. I provide you with these experiences along the way, whether that is bringing in somebody to do a massage, or you were like, I want to get a tattoo to commemorate this beautiful weekend and commit to this decision, or we bring in Reiki specialists or foot zoning, like whatever it is, you fill out this form, you just fill it out, and I curate this experience specifically to you so you can have all of these things that we just discussed in place. You have a beautiful place to rest, to feel quiet, to be so deeply connected to you. And the beautiful thing is, I walk you through my decision-making formula so that I get you clear on what the decision is you want to make, what it is your soul is actually telling you that you want to do. Because my friend, just as I've talked about in some of my other videos, in fact, I'm going to link it at the end here to the video about you already know what it is you need, you know. And I want to invite you into that space where you know what it is you need and what it is you desire. You already know. I am going to give you the confidence to act on that, the clarity to act on it, the why it is important you act on that, through the decision-making process on that first day that you are here. And then the second day, the last 48 or the last 24 hours of the 48, we get you an actionable plan to move forward. And don't worry, after you leave Boise, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. You get 6 months of coaching after that. I say we because it is a collaborative experience where we are going to work together. We are going to do what is best for you so that you can actually do this. You have the confidence. You are building that confidence muscle to keep moving forward, to do the thing that is on your heart. We are going to do that together. It is one of the most powerful ways to be able to do this. And people will be like, you're probably thinking, oh, this might be a lot of money. And to some it might be. It depends on where you're at in your life. But when you invest, that is when you tell your body, your soul, the universe that you are ready and committed to the change it has been calling you to. We are going to invest and we are going to create that change. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about with this experience, with the 48-hour decision-making process and the 48-hour sanctuary that I invite you into is, hey, if you want to stay for longer than 48 hours, you are totally welcome to. In fact, I encourage you to tack on a full day before and maybe a full day after of you being able to connect to you and get as much rest as you need. I am here for that. You can put that can be an option in your form if you're like, but what if I want more than 48 hours here, Jessica? We will work that out. My friend, I know and truly believe in this process. You can take this decision and make it in 48 hours and have an actionable plan that is going to serve you, your family, your nervous system, your business all along the way. This is the process. This is how you do it. I once had a coach who told me that they would have paid me $60,000 for a day with me because they wanted to be able to make the decision to leave their partner and save them money, because it would have saved them money to pay me $60,000 in this process if they'd worked with me before getting the divorce. And I want to do that for you. Or I want you to create that for yourself. I've given you the tools. I've given you the structure. You could create it for yourself. But if you want a guide who takes even more of those decisions off your plate and knows how to walk you through this process with clarity and with calm and all those things, the first step is to get on a call with me. We are going to decide what this looks like, if it is really best for you, how we can navigate this. And then after that, once you have committed, we are going to send you a form and I am going to create this experience for you. You're going to give me the information. I take care of everything else. Then you will show up in Boise and we walk through this process. We send you home with an actionable plan in your business, in your relationship, maybe in both, so that you know how to move forward with confidence and with calm and with peace alongside that. And then I give you 6 months of coaching to follow that up. So if you want that, go to theboldlogic.com/call and let's get on a call now, or head down to the caption and you can click the link there to get on a call, and let's move you forward today. Let's get you going today, because you know what? The first decision, the first action you have to take is scheduling that call. That is you showing the universe, showing yourself, showing your body, your soul that you are ready for this. It is you trusting God that, yes, I feel called to this and I want this. I'm ready to make the decision that you've put on my heart. I'm ready to receive that support. I'm doing it. You're going to schedule that call. Okay? And then I'm going to get on that call with you. I think there's a form I have there for you to fill out, so I know a little bit about you. My friend, you can do this. And it only takes 48 hours to make the decision you've been sitting on and to know how to take action on it that feels good, that feels doable, that feels like no matter what the outcome on the other side of that, I am going to be at peace and I am going to feel good and I am going to feel like the most confident version of myself, a confidence I have never stepped into before. That is waiting for you when you schedule the call. Like I said before, I would love for you to go listen to this video about the fact you already know the decision that you need to make and why you're not making it and why you're sitting on it. You can go check that out here. I can't wait to see you in that video. My friend, I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. And I cannot wait to work with you more and to keep building that confidence in your decision making so that you can have a life, a business, a relationship, that feels fully and boldly like you.